If you're new to my page, I'm professionally diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder. Because of my sociopathy, I don't experience guilt. A lot of times I'm able to logically understand why a person might feel guilty in a certain situation despite not feeling it, but here are some situations that I still don't understand. Number one is feeling guilty for spending money. That's never really made much sense to me. Isn't the purpose of money to spend it? Number two is the entire concept of guilty pleasures. Like, what? Why are you feeling guilty for doing good things for yourself? As long as you're not harming yourself or others, it seems kind of irrational to me. Number three is feeling guilty when you have something that other people don't. I don't understand the whole point in bringing yourself down just because other people don't have something. Number four is feeling guilty for complete accidents or things that are entirely out of your control. For example, if you accidentally hit somebody else with your car, I don't really understand why you're feeling guilty about that when it was obviously a complete accident and you didn't intend to hurt somebody. That was kind of an extreme example, but even just smaller things like accidentally spilling your drink on somebody, as long as you're not doing it on purpose, I don't really understand why somebody feels guilty for that when it's obviously a complete accident and isn't something that they intended to do. Same as situations that are outside of your control, such as ending up in the hospital when you were meant to go to somebody's wedding. Why do you feel guilty about that? It's not like you chose to end up in the hospital. Number five, this one might surprise you, but I don't understand people internalizing guilt during instances of trauma or SA. I have internalized a lot of shame because of my childhood SA and trafficking, but I don't really understand feeling guilty for it because you're not the one who did anything wrong. The abuser is the one who did something wrong. Number six is the entire concept of survivor's guilt, meaning that you survive a situation when the majority of people or everybody else involved died. That's something that's genuinely not made sense to me, and it's something I commonly see in movies and TV shows, and I hear other people speak about it, and I just don't really get the point of feeling guilty in that situation. I think I would personally feel more grateful that I survived the situation. Feeling guilt's not going to bring the other person back. It's not going to undo what happened, and you surviving is not something to feel guilty about. Number seven is feeling guilty for being chronically ill or sick. As somebody who suffers from several chronic illnesses and very severely so, I just really don't understand the point in feeling guilty for something that you can't control. It's not like you asked to be chronically ill. Number eight, I see a lot of people say that they feel guilty for simply having needs. We're human beings, these are human bodies, they have specific needs, everybody has these needs, and I don't really understand the point in feeling guilty for it. This is going to offend a lot of people, but I feel like there's an underlying special snowflake syndrome going on there where you think that you're so special that you should feel guilty for having the same needs as everybody else. Like, no, you're not some special person that should feel guilty when everybody else has the same exact needs. That just does not make any sense. You're just as worthy as meeting those needs as any other human being is. Those are a few instances where guilt does not make sense to me. I've worked on my relationship with an understanding of guilt to where I now understand some degree of purpose for it. I used to think that it was a completely useless emotion because I thought that I was getting along fine without it. But I do actually understand now that guilt stops you from making the same mistakes over and over and over again. It's just that a lot of people also have this unnecessary, irrational guilt, and that is what I'm talking about in this video.